Leave modern mild steel exposed to the elements, and atmospheric degradation rapidly destroys it. 16 centuries later, the Delhi iron pillar remains structurally sound. The survival of this structure is the result of a specific, reproducible archaeometallurgical phenomenon rather than mysticism. This table details the chemical composition of the pillar's iron. Phosphorus levels sit between 0.114 and 0.48%, significantly higher than modern forged iron. Moving down the table, modern alloying elements like manganese and sulfur are recorded as nil or trace values. The pillar's longevity is driven by the intersection of ancient manufacturing methods and mixed potential electrochemical kinetics. The pillar maintains its integrity through a highly engineered, actively growing layer of protective rust, a process governed by strict thermodynamic laws. Ancient Indian iron makers utilized bloomery furnaces operating between 1100 and 1300 degrees Celsius, relying on a solid-state reduction process. Modern blast furnaces add lime to bind with phosphorus, removing it as liquid slag. This ancient process omitted lime, meaning the phosphorus remained trapped inside the solid iron bloom. Without calcium oxide, the resulting slag was highly phaolitic, an iron orthosilicate compound forming directly alongside the metal. This schematic illustrates the pillar's mechanical assembly. The extracted iron lumps were heated in charcoal and joined using horizontal forge welding. Hammering squeezed out most of the liquid slag, while permanently trapping microscopic slag particles deep inside the metal's solid body. This cross-section reveals the resulting physical structure, a metal matrix composite produced by these forging conditions. Notice the large, dark, and trapped slag inclusions scattered among the ferrite grains. This solid solution contains high phosphorus iron interspersed with unreduced iron oxides and phaolitic slag. By omitting lime and vigorously hammering the metal, these iron makers produced a composite pregnant with the exact catalysts required for its future passivation. When exposed to the atmosphere, this composite structure triggers a specific electrochemical reaction. The iron matrix acts as an anode, while the entrapped slag particles operate as miniature cathodes. This Evans diagram maps these competing reactions using mixed potential theory, plotting the log current on the x-axis against the electrical potential on the y-axis. The upward curve represents the anodic polarization behavior, the oxidation of the iron matrix. The dashed line on the left shows the theoretical initial cathodic activation, how the iron would behave if there were no slag inclusions present. But the phaolitic slag acts as a massive sink for electrons. This increases the exchange current demand, shifting the cathodic activation line to the right. The corrosion current shifts from I core 1 to a significantly higher I core 2, showing the pillar initially corroded much faster than modern mild steel. This rapid initial dissolution forced a massive concentration of phosphorus to accumulate at the boundary between the metal and the oxide layer. The entrapped slag acted as a sacrificial engine, rapidly rusting away the surface iron to concentrate the critical phosphorus shield beneath it. These cross-sections compare the rust structures. While mild steel rust remains porous and prone to cracking, the Delhi iron pillar's layer is compact and protective. The concentrated phosphorus interface drives the formation of a dense, continuous layer of amorphous delta FeOH directly above the metal. Transitioning to the next chemical phase required the extreme alternate wetting and drying cycles of the Indian monsoon season. As monsoon rainwater hits the surface, it initiates a hydration reaction, converting the enriched phosphorus into orthophosphoric acid at the metal interface. This acid attacks the transient iron oxides. As the iron body absorbs heat and repeatedly dries, it precipitates completely insoluble phosphates. This sequence locks the surface into its final stable chemical form, crystalline iron hydrogen phosphate hydrate. This X-ray diffraction pattern confirms that exact crystalline structure, with sharp peaks between 10 and 30 degrees. The Fourier transform infrared spectrum provides secondary confirmation, with deep transmittance dips identifying the presence of stabilizing phosphate ions. The alternating hydration and evaporation of the monsoon cycle drives a living chemical reaction, converting a structural vulnerability into impenetrable, non-porous armor. The pillar's regional context is tied to its original erection site at ancient Vishnupatagiri, modern-day Udagiri. This layout map shows the pillar's original placement in a specially cut passageway connecting the northern and southern hills. From this location, the pillar was oriented in a direct sightline to Cave 13, facing the Ananta Sayan Vishnu panel. Udayagiri sits almost exactly on the Tropic of Cancer, a site utilized as an astronomical observatory during the reign of Chandragupta II. Because of this latitude, the sun rises in direct alignment with the passageway only during the summer solstice, casting the pillar's shadow straight onto the cave shrine. The Delhi Iron Pillar serves as a dual-purpose monument, a metallurgical feat designed to thrive in the regional climate, and a precision instrument placed to interact with the sun on the summer solstice.